Hello, my name is Sean O'Donnell, and these are my comments on the TED discussions for the week. And the first speech that I watched was Eddie Cartaya, my glacier cave discovery. Him and his colleague have discovered three new caves in the Sandy Glacier up at Mount Hood, Oregon. Um, Eddie Cartaya is a ranger for the Deschutes National Forest in Oregon. Um, I believe he did a good speech because he was aware of the audience. I noticed that there was a bunch of high school kids, what looked like high school kids in the audience. So he had a good enthusiasm when he spoke and got all the kids interested in the ice caves and his discoveries. I thought his speaking rate was a little fast, but I think that was just some of the positive nervousness being channeled and making him talk a little quick. I think he used some positive imagery when he was in his speech when he's talking about how the light was shining through the ice and all the different colors, and how he talked about camping in the cave overnight because it was too cold on the outside when they were exploring and surveying the cave. So it was pretty interesting, and I thought it was a speech worth watching. The second speech that I watched was Harish Manwani, Profit's Not Always the Point. And this is a guy who is the COO of Unilever Corporation. They make soap and soup, but he started out in 1976 as a management trainee and worked his way all the way up to the corporate level. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and he connects with the audience by telling stories about working his way up through the ranks and all the different experiences that he got to be a part of. And one other reason I thought his speech was good is he used a lot of facts to support his claim, and that also got the audience thinking analytically about the issue. And his speech was mainly about how corporations can not sacrifice their ethical principles for profit, and how they can be better by doing better and doing the right thing by managing their resources and being conscious of the environment doesn't have to cost them anything, and they can work together, and eventually it will work out in the long run. So it was pretty interesting. It wasn't very long, but it's definitely worth watching. And the third and last TED speech that I watched was David Lang, my underwater robot. David Lang is the maker and co-founder of Open ROV. They make underwater exploring vessels, and his general purpose of his speech was to inform that they're not making anything new, but the way they are manufacturing them is a new process, and that's the idea behind this speech. And he made the audience feel comfortable by telling jokes and getting them involved and kind of breaking the ice, so to speak. And he was also attentive to the knowledge of the audience and explaining the history and the background behind the ROV and what the acronyms stand for and also what they're used for. And he also had lots of cool visual aids from the ROV's perspective, not only in his own experiments, but from some of his customers that he sold them to. And yeah, so it really got his point across. So those are the three that I liked, and those are all three worth watching. So good luck and see you in class.